Hello Driver Radio fans, Richard Rush here today with my dad, John Rush, behind the camera. And this is the review of the 2016 Mazda CX9. This is the vehicle you've been seeing in all the new commercials. It's completely redesigned for 2016. For those of you that are Mazda fans, you'll know that just by the styling, and especially you'll know that when we get onto the interior of the vehicle. Mazda, just kind of a real quick opinion before we get into the car, and our opinion, has done an exceptional job on this vehicle. They've really done a lot of interior refinements, and they've really done well. So, as we always do, what's new for 2016? Well, pretty much everything. This is the signature Mazda nose right here that everyone's accustomed to. We'll get into that a little bit later. A few quick things to note. There's 4 trim levels available. And this is the top of the line signature trim level, which is available in all-wheel drive only. The other models come in 4-wheel drive or all-wheel drive, signature models, and only all-wheel drive at the moment. So with that being said, why don't we take a quick walk around the vehicle, give you kind of a bird's eye view, or a 360-degree view, we should say, of the car. There's seating for 7 in it, which from the looks of the car, I didn't even notice it at first, just because of the way the car sits in this SUV. Mazda, as you well know, is known for their Skyactiv technology, which is equipped on this vehicle, and in our opinion does an extremely good job. As I mentioned before, the 4 trim levels. The Grand Touring is the trim level right below the signature, so it goes Sport, Touring, Grand Touring, and then Signature. The Grand Touring model has just a few of the I guess I should say highlights. Has 20-inch wheels, adaptive headlights, automatic wipers, a sunroof, adaptive cruise control, lane keep assist, heads-up display, rear sunshades, navigation, and a 12-speaker Bose sound system. I'm actually going to flop sides here. The signature package adds LED exterior accent lighting, premium leather upholstery, and a beautiful rosewood interior trim. And some of you are going to say, well, Richard, that's your opinion. Why are you giving it now? I will show you on the inside. It's absolutely exquisite. But the styling, what Mazda has done with the LEDs, with these new taillights, we got multiple comments about how good this vehicle looks from behind. The front of it is kind of an opinion portion of it on whether or not you like the long nose, but from behind, we think Mazda has done an excellent job. Before we get into the interior, this car, as it sits, signature trim level, $44,915, so basically $45,000, including destination, anything on it. And I will tell you this, that you are at that price point, and with the interior features, you are entering into entry-level luxury for actually a very affordable price tag. And again, you'll see why in just a second. So with that, Dad, actually, why don't we just jump right into the back seat, or with the key fob, I should say. The rear of the trunk, whatever you want to say. It does have an automatic trunk. You can open it from the back or from the key fob. You just hold it down. It's going to flash at you, and it's going to open up. As you'll see in here, a really nice, spacious back cabin area. There's some under bin storage here, which is really nice. And mind you, this is not where the spare, obviously the spare tire is underneath here, but this is a full under bin storage. So for a med kit, for some flares, for a vest, whatever you might put back here, you're able to do that. We'll set that down right there. Right back in here, if you're to put these 3rd row seats up, which we'll do here really quick, if you put both of those up, you have, and I want to make sure I get my facts right, 14.4 cubic feet of room if you put both of these, or if you put both of these seats up. If you fold the 3rd row down, that increases to, we'll do that really quick right here, 38.2 cubic feet of room with the 3rd row folded down. And Dad, I'm going to leave you here really quick. You can actually fold down the 2nd row, increases it to 71.2 cubic feet totally, and the floor is nearly flat. So we'll show you that really quick. It's very easy to do. You just pop this right here. And actually, oops, I take that back. That's to gain access to the back seat. You actually pull this lever right here, and it folds it down. So you can see a nearly flat surface right here. There is a little bit of a gap, so something to note. But if you wanted to put cargo in here, some long cargo, you could do that very, very easily. Again, a lot of nice features there. You do have some cargo hooks right here, cup holders for the 3rd row seating, and you have a power port on this other side as well, right down there. Something to note really quick on this 3rd row seating, because it's very difficult for us to show us. It is not meant for adults for long trips. It is meant for adults for short trips, or for kids, smaller children, on a more regular basis. So it does give you full 7-seating capacity, but it's not 7 adults. Don't get that through your head, and don't knock this car for something it's not made for. You do have a power close right there. And Dad, which side do you think? This side or this side? So we'll actually go over on this other side, just to give everyone a better view of what's going on. The second row seating does have the ability to move forward, so you can give more room to the back and move back. Also has the ability to recline a little bit and come forward as you see fit, so as is necessary, which is really nice. So I'm going to slide in. I'm going to put this other seat up here, and you have to actually go on the other side to put that seat all the way up. But as you can see, I'm kind of in a reclining. Let me set it forward just a little bit and get into a normal kind of posture here. So this seat is set pretty much all the way back for about a 6'2", 6'3" individual in the front seat, and I have more than enough room. If I was even a little bit taller, I have some indentations right here that my knees would be able to go into, plus I've also got some room for this front seat to move into. Something to note, the rear sunshades, which we mentioned before, which is a really nice feature, especially if you have kids. You don't have to buy the attached little screen or window protector. Nice apportionments along the door, nice soft touch material, nice aluminum finishes right here. Just really done a good job there. Some nice storage in the door. You do have the ability to control your climate back here, hot and cold. There's a couple of vents right here. The center console does come down, and you have cup holders right here, as well as storage in between. One other last thing to note, Dad, that we'll show is the headroom. So again, I'm about 5'9", 5'10". With the sunroof that's integrated into this package, it is going to lower this headroom a little bit, but I still have probably about 2 inches or so of headroom. So if you wanted to fit someone in here that's a little bit taller, you have the ability to do so. And the last thing we will say, very easy entry and exit in and out of the vehicle. We're going to kind of show you the apportionment's a little bit better. It's hard to do that when we're in the vehicle. We're going to try to do that moving forward for everyone, just to show you kind of everything that's in the back seat. Overall, very roomy, very spacious. I think Mazda's done an incredible job with that. So with that being said, we're actually going to kind of meet you on the front seat, show you a little bit of the interior on the front side, and then we'll take a drive in the 2016 Mazda CX9. All right, fans, here we are for the front seat. I'd like to show you a little bit of the front without you being in the back seat. So I'm going to show you the nice front seats. These are very comfortable, nice and wide. Definitely something you'd be able to take long trips in. Don't have ventilated front seats up here. You do have heated, however. Again, this nice red interior is just beautiful. As you can see along the door frame right there, really nice, really a pretty, again, very similar apportionments to the back. As we come along the front, the aluminum trim. One thing you'll note, which is part of the signature, is this redwood interior trim right here. Really beautiful, really nice. They've done an excellent job at adding that on. As far as the interior goes, very easy controls. We'll show more of this when we're in the back seat. Controls are very simple. Everything's stationary. The climate controls right here. You have your seat heater controls, all of your safety features, your blind spot monitoring, your lane keep assist, your park assist is over on the left-hand side. Real quick, Dad, it's a little bit easier to show this right here in terms of the center console. What you do have is a decent amount of room down there. You've got your USB port right there. There's your SD card slot, and as well as an auxiliary port right there, which again is very easy and very simple to use and operate. So with that being said, we'll actually put you in the back seat, Dad, and we'll take a drive in the 2016 Mazda CX9. All right, fans, here we are for the driving portion of the 2016 Mazda CX9. Before we do that, I want to show you the interior a little bit better. You can get a little bit better of a view. We're pointed into a field, so the sun's a little bit better. A nice display right here. Obviously, it is a touchscreen display, and really works well. So if you are stopped, I will say once you do start moving, this goes away. So if you don't like using the knob or something, that's fine. But once you start moving, this does go away. But it works really well. It's a very simple system to operate, something that you don't have to take a lot of time. Actually had my mom in this car this past week, and she was kind of messing with some of the stuff, and she commented about how simple it was to use. And she's not a tech person by any stretch of the imagination. It does come with the navigation system that we mentioned right there. In terms of controls right here, very simple to use. For those of you familiar with Audi, this would be a very similar system, Audi or BMW. It's a control knob. You also have your quick move buttons over here, electronic parking brake, a sport or just a normal mode. Right there, I mentioned the dual zone climate controls. It's hard to see, but on this left side, as we mentioned beforehand, you do have all of your buttons to turn off all of your safety features. Real quick on some of those safety features with what they include: blind spot monitoring, rear cross traffic, which you'll get in the lower trim levels. On the upper trim levels, lane keep assist, rear parking sensors, and frontal collision mitigation around up to around 20 miles per hour, right around at that point in time, give or take a few miles per hour. So with that, why don't we show you the backup camera? It does not have dynamic grid lines in it. Again, not a big deal, but something we do like to note for everyone involved. But it does allow you to get very close to the curb and whatever you need to do in terms of your parking needs. Works really, really well. No complaints with that at all. Put it into drive, immediately goes away, and we'll take a drive. One thing you'll notice as we get up to the hill where we normally do it, Mazda's done an excellent job at doing wind and road noise mitigation on this car. Very quiet in here, and we'll show you that in just a second. Very easy to see and hear, actually. In fact, in terms of seeability, is what we like to the ability to see around you. Very easy to do so. You have the A pillars here. Not a whole lot of blind spots in it. One thing I will note, actually, I'll note that after we head down this hill. So real quick, we'll be quiet and let you hear the noise. So, as you can see, relatively a quiet vehicle. Again, $45,000. You don't hear have a lot of road noise. I was actually driving with my wife the other night. Very quiet vehicle. Could carry a conversation without having to raise a voice. We mentioned before the heads-up display. One thing I will say that the heads-up display will show is your speed, obviously. It will show the speed limit. Two other things it will show. It will actually show when someone's in your blind spot. Pops it up on the display, and on the bottom left or the bottom right will actually show if someone's coming into your view, which is a really, really nice feature, and not one that I'm aware of that other manufacturers are doing. So something personally, I think that it's a great feature that Mazda is introducing in this vehicle, and it's really nice because even when you do your blind spot monitoring, or when you're going to turn, you have to kind of turn your head, take your eyes off the road. This lets you know, okay, there's no one in my blind spot. Now it's safe to check to my right or to my left as necessary. Other than that, the vehicle's very easy to use, simple to operate. Your dynamic cruise controls right here. You do have automatic wipers, automatic headlights, automatic pretty much anything that you need in this vehicle. Real quick about the fuel economy. There's a 2.5 liter 4-cylinder engine underneath. With your base unleaded fuel, you're going to be getting about 227 horsepower out of that. Obviously, if you use better fuels, your horsepower will go up. It's rated for 21 and 27, which is really great for its segment. The average is 23 miles per gallon. Before I got in it this week, and my dad was driving it, he was able to average about 25 miles per gallon. I've dropped that down to a healthy 23.5 miles per gallon. Still right in that average, but really works well. Gotten several comments from people about the power of this vehicle. There's not enough. I can attest that up here, even at our altitude, there's more than enough power for this vehicle. It's not a powerhouse by any stretch of the imagination, but it will work just fine for anything you might be doing. Getting up in traffic, having to merge, it will do that very easily in the sport mode. Works fantastic. So with that being said, what is our opinion of this vehicle? I think you've kind of heard it. Mazda, I think you've done an exceptional job on it. Our one, I guess, nitpick or gripe, you could say, the front end. The nose, the long hood takes a little bit getting used to, especially if you're not a fan of it. My dad's personally not a fan of it. I'm growing on it. I just sense that it's a very signature styling move, but I can also understand why it's something where it kind of sticks out. It's almost got a long duck bill on the front of the car that kind of takes away from that nice, sleek Mazda styling that that we are so used to. So Mazda, just our 2 cents. Would it prevent us from buying this car? Probably not, because a lot of the other features of this car that, in our opinion, make it so great are still prevalent. The interior trim, this beautiful red finishing, the nice redwood trim, the comfortable seats, the ability to seat 7 passengers. My wife and I are getting ready to start a family, in the very near future, and this is definitely a car that you have to look forward to. You're going to have a lot of reliability with this, a lot of low-cost maintenance of ownership, and this car will just work and will just flat out run. So it works really, really well. Mazda, 2 thumbs up in our opinion. If you want to learn more about this vehicle, head to Mazda's website. Check it out there. Again, this is the vehicle that's been in all the new advertisements around the television these days. And if you want to learn really a lot more about the vehicle, test drive it, head to your local Mazda dealer. If you do that, tell them that John and Richard Rush from Drive Radio sent you.